Dear students, we are moving into the second chapter, that is equations of motion. In 8th standard you learnt something about this motion and some terms related with motion, is it? What is distance, what is displacement, then what is speed, what is velocity, acceleration. You learnt all these terms in 8th standard. So let us recall what they are. So what is speed? Yes, speed means it is the distance traveled by an object in unit time is called speed. What is the unit of speed? Meter per second. Then what is velocity? The displacement in per unit time is called velocity, and the unit of velocity is meter per second. Then what is acceleration? The change in velocity per unit time is called acceleration, and the unit of acceleration is meter per second square. So in this chapter we will learn some equations related with motion. So let us start. See, one problem is given in your textbook. The velocity of a freely falling stone at each second is given. Find the acceleration of the stone in 4 seconds. So here velocity of the freely falling stone is given and we have to find the acceleration of the stone in 4 seconds. So what we have to find? Acceleration. See, when we started to measure the velocity, the time taken as 0 and the velocity is 0 meter per second, and when the time is 1 second, the velocity increases to 10 meter per second, is it? And in the time 2 second, the velocity is 20 meter per second. In 3 second, it is 30 meter per second, and in 4 second, it is 40 meter per second. So we have to find the accelerations. What is the equation of finding acceleration? Acceleration A is equal to V minus U divided by T, is it? So what is V? V means final velocity, U is the initial velocity, and T is the time. So in the question time is given as 4 seconds, is it? So time T is equal to 4 seconds. Initial velocity of the stone. What is the initial velocity of the stone? Starting velocity is 0 meter per second. So initial velocity U is equal to 0 meter per second. And what about final velocity? Here they told to find the acceleration of the stone in 4 seconds, is it? In 4 seconds, the velocity is 40 meter per second. So this is the final velocity. So final velocity is equal to 40 meter per second, and acceleration A is equal to change in velocity divided by time, that is V minus U divided by T. Here V is 40 minus 0. 40 minus 0 is 40 divided by 4 seconds, that is 4. 40 divided by 4 gives 10 meter per second square. So the acceleration of the stone in 4 seconds is how much? 10 meter per second square. So we can write, see, using this equation, acceleration A is equal to V minus U divided by T. On rearranging, we will get V minus U is equal to AT, is it? So equation for finding the final velocity, that is V minus U is equal to AT. So we got this equation from this equation, is it? V minus U is equal to A into T. Take this U to this side so that this equation becomes V is equal to U plus AT. What is V? V is the final velocity, U is the initial velocity, A is the acceleration, and T is the time. So we got an equation for finding the final velocity, that is V is equal to U plus AT, and this equation is known as the first equation of motion. So the equation v is equal to u plus at is known as the first equation of motion. So remember this equation, v is equal to u plus at is the first equation of motion. So dear students, whenever you are watching this video, please open your textbook and underline the important points. Okay. So in page number 30, you can see one graph, and in the next page you can see another graph. Here a graph is given. The graph is based on the population. So here you can see the population and year. So in this graph you can see the increase in population on each 10 year, is it? So here you can see in 1960 the population was 3 billion, and in 1990 it became 5 billion, and in 2010 it became nearly 7 billion, and in 2050 it will become 9 million, is it? So using this graph we can find the relationship between this population and year. So on increasing year, what happened? The population is also increasing, is it? In the next page, another graph you can see. In this graph you can see the cricket team scored runs in each over, is it? See, in 3 over they scored nearly 20 runs, and in 7 over they scored nearly 60 runs, is it? So from this graph we can understand several things, such as how many runs the team scored in each over and which is the best over. Like that we will get so many information from the graph, is it? So then what is a graph? Do you know what is a graph? A graph is a two-dimensional diagram. So this is a graph, and a graph means it is a two-dimensional diagram, and it can be depicted connecting two values. A graph will have two axes. The horizontal axis is the x-axis. So a graph will have two axes. Which are they? X-axis. The horizontal axis is called x-axis, and the vertical axis is called y-axis. And the point 0 is the origin. The point where this horizontal and vertical line meets, that point is known as origin. This is where x and y axis meet. So the meeting point is called the origin, or it is represented as O. The axis towards the right from the origin is the positive x-axis, and to the left is the negative x-axis. So this axis, the OX axis, is positive, and this OX dash axis is negative, and this OY axis is positive and OY dash axis is negative. So a graph means it is a two-dimensional diagram, and here you can see two axes, x-axis and y-axis. O is the meeting point of these both axes, and this OX dash is the negative axis, and OX is the positive axis, OY is the positive axis, and OY dash is the negative axis. Now let us see what is the use of a graph. So what is the use of a graph? We can depict the relationship between quantities using a graph. So using a graph, we can easily find the relationship between the quantities. For example, in this graph you can see the relationship between run and over, is it? With increasing over, they scored, their runs also increasing, is it? And here the relationship between population and year can be depicted. And the next use is Based on this, equations connecting them can be formulated. So based on this, we can able to formulate some equations also. Then gaining information using a graph is more simple than obtaining it by mathematical calculation. So a graph gives information. A graph gives information in the simple way, is it? So using a graph, we will get the we will understand the concepts easily. So what are the uses of graph? We can able to depict the relationship between quantities, and equations connecting them can be formulated. Obtaining information using a graph is more simple than obtaining it by mathematical calculation. More details related to values can be obtained by analyzing the graph. We will get more values, or we will get the details about the values which can be obtained by analyzing the graph.